Okay, so guys, in terms of, there's been a lot of layering of business the whole through. Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
The whole week. What are your biggest questions? Because I think I'm going to have to run a webinar to catch up on this stuff, because I've had a lot of individual questions. What are your burning questions around what you've learned about the week? Yep.
So obviously I have to work around my income skill before I start charging more. How do I kind of transition to that model? I don't know, I just think about how I'll take 30% private stuff and up my prices eventually. How I transition to that.
Yep. Cool. From guys that have actually done this the second time around, what would I usually say about transitioning? Yeah.
Usually, just actually coming down to sitting down and having a hard conversation, and if they don't want to transfer into that, either there's A, problem with how you communicate it, or B, the fact that they're not invested. So someone who is invested, again, like plastic said a leak, they're not invested in it, they're obviously not committed. So they're not going to level. Because you're in charge.
No, thank you. No. Okay, with all your current clients, guys, you don't just go, there's a couple of things that can affect you making changes, right? Literally, if they are who's super busy doing 30 plus sessions? Hands are high. And thinking about this transition? Yeah, it's a different thing. Whereas if you lose clients, see guys, if you're going to lose clients, you don't just go to your current clients who and just tell them to upgrade. You don't do that, right? And especially a lot of you guys, if your client's been with you for a long time, you don't just up their prices. You don't do that. So what would be the smart thing to do?
Would you not get your gym list and start working on people who aren't your clients?
Correct. So guys, what you start doing with this stuff if you're new is practicing. What are the 3 layers that you want to coach people on? Yeah, where do you start?
Self.
Yeah, you start training. Guys, this is going to seem all kind of crazy. You've got your notes. One thing I learned the best, for example, even in the last year, I got coaching from Nick, but just apply the program. Just start training and using the program. And you get the experience, you're I get this. And you're already 2-3 weeks ahead of your clients who you're about to train with the experience of this. Then when you start talking to new clients, you take all of what you've learned around what you value and how you have these conversations. I will build out some, spent the whole week whilst I was sitting there, on the computer, actually pulling this together in terms of the sales process. It's the way you have conversations. And Mark and I talk a lot about sales it's an extension of coaching. It shouldn't feel unnatural, because it's the first step in someone getting to know you before we actually do business. We work together. So start working on you, start training, start setting up. So who asked Pam earlier? Yeah, you said around how you structure your day, yeah?
Is it Craig Ballantyne that you follow?
No.
He talks about the perfect day formula, and what you said in your video is very similar.
Yeah, so I've never watched any of Craig's stuff.
Oh, that's...
I've read books on it, but I've spoken to Mark about it.
Yep.
Mark talked to me about this probably 3-4 years ago around how he structured his day, and I remember being with you guys 3.5 years ago. So guys, everything we teach is what I've done. In terms of what Mark has done in skill set, but the business it's what I've done. So I owned a personal training studio. We ran semi-private. We also did some dumb shit, trained 8-on-1 semi-private. It's terrible. And then after about 18 months of there being heaps of problems, we went down to 4. And it works. But that was coming from 8 to 4. You guys are going from 1 to 2. You're going the other way, which is way better. See how we learn? It's 10 years semi-private knowledge. Right? So you start by doing the right sales and making the right connections with the right people and bringing the right people in. And you start pricing according with knowing that what you're going to offer is exceeded by value. So if you have gone from, what would you charge per session? Yeah, cool. And like, you already know after this, spending like $7,000 on yourself, and you're probably worth a little bit more now, yeah? Yeah.
I just don't know, like, personally, if I'm in the wrong environment, because I have clients now that find about 50, so after saying that, you're probably around the wrong 50.
Are you in a CrossFit facility?
No,
Or-
I just take classes at CrossFit, but my clients, I'm at an fitness.
Are they all one-on-ones?
Yes.
So, like for me, I did years and years of one-on-ones, and to convert to semi-private, I thought to myself, okay, are there 3 or 4 girls here that would be willing to train together, and then giving them 2 sessions a week for $50 as opposed to 1?
Okay, so the first thing you want to do is don't go to semi-private straight away. And for some of you guys have seen this, so I apologise. But service is, one-on-one, which is premium or done for you. Guys, write this down, please, because you want to understand how you're going to make a transition. Service is one-on-one, premium done for you. And this is the thing, you guys have given away your time, like Marcus said, sub $100,000. Now, when we do the maths, and I do this on the phone again, because I always start by auditing what you want in life. And this is where I put my financial planner's cap on. Based on where I want to get to in life, I want to have a house. Who wants a house again? Cool, probably should be your first goal if you want to actually build wealth. So if you want to buy a house, work out what the deposit is on a house. So work out what the house is. Where do you want to buy a house? Where do you want to buy a house? You got one?
Nope.
You want to buy one in
I've
the
got a
Gold Coast?
business. Maybe.
Mermaid Beach?
I don't know, I haven't been there long enough yet.
Because again, you can't see it, therefore you'll never have it.
Yeah.
You have no clarity on any goal.
Yeah.
Like, I know I want to live in Northcote, which
Yep.
is about 4K from the city. We want to live in Fitzroy, but it's like twice as much and you get half the house. So we're 4K from the city. I now know when we bought that house, which was scary to spend $920,000 4 years ago, it was stretched every bit of our budget. But now we want to do the reno. So I now know how much money I need to do the reno. And it's about 18 months of saving based on a weekly amount. Between my wife and I, we're going to save $1,500 a week. We're going to make that happen. So you then know, you factor that into your budget. When you start building out your life, you've got basic costs. You guys all know what that means? Yeah, so what's it cost for life? Your car, your phone, your rent, your everything. Say it's on average, I do this with most of you every day, it's about $1,200, $1,400. Unless you live in a home and maybe it's like $800. Yeah, and you're killing it. So anything beyond that is lifestyle. So if you start mapping out your lifestyle, guys, I've never met anyone who said their dreams actually were more than about $250,000. Crazily enough. It's not that you can't have big goals, but anything beyond that, it's no longer about the money, and it should never be about the money, but that's what's going to give you. Prosperity is going to happen around that and beyond that. So it's not about that, it's about bigger impact. So if you guys work it out, and you want to earn $250,000, who wants to work 12 to 15 hours a week again? Hands up. Cool, we'll work it out. Write down the figure you want to earn. And we've done this before. Guys, who's done this? Who remembers doing this? Yeah? Who wants to earn $200,000? Yep, cool. You need to earn $200 an hour, 4 hours a day, 5 days a week. Do the math. 200 an hour, $800 a day, 5 days a week, it's $4,000. Work 50 weeks a year, it's $200,000. For every hour you don't earn that much, you have to work twice as hard, or 4 times as hard, right? So
My question's a little bit off subject. In terms of running a business, is there a program you suggest, like Xero or something like that, that we should be going through as well?
Awesome question. So I've been building out like a business basics package.
Yeah.
I've already pre-shot stuff with a lawyer, pre-shot stuff with an accountant.
Yep.
Because I was on the investment side. So guys, I'll do more stuff at the higher end when you start having disposable income. I'll talk to you about cool shit, that's what I love.
Yeah.
Like when I did my job, I hated teaching people who had 50, that were 50 that had $1 million in super what to do with it. I love teaching you guys.
Can I just say, I'm so excited about being part of FMA, because like you saying this makes me realise how much you guys are growing. And this journey is going to be ongoing in so many ways.
There's so many things that Mark wants to teach you,
Yeah.
that I want to teach you, that we just have to do the basic shit,
Yeah.
right?
So, I wish we had just like a month right now. Yeah.
Seriously.
That would be good.
So making a transition, guys, transition doesn't exist. You're either doing it or you're not doing it. So,
So, because I think what she was trying to say is like, say you're full of clients at the moment, and maybe you've had clients for 2 years on your starting rate of $50, now you're charging $90. And your skill set has increased over the last 2 years a massive amount. Would you not maybe have a chat with those early on clients that are still with you and sort of increase it a little bit?
People that have been with you for...
Not all the way to the new rate, obviously, but from 50 to 90, say increase it 10 per session.
It's all relative. I guess it's relative to where you're at. Like with you, I know the model that you were coached on before that,
Yeah.
and I know 2 other people, and they've had meltdowns, and they've had to actually go up in skill set. In fact, they've burnt down all their clients, and all those clients never lasted. Because of the type of clients, there's coaches that that will coach, sell 2 times a week, $50 a session, get them in with a free session, sell to them, and then that's the model. And just keep doing it. It's about metrics and KPIs and doing the sales. And then these guys end up hating sales, or they find it really hard to go after high value because they're going after everyone low value. So it depends. If you've got a $2,000 business and you're happy to burn about 1/3 of it down, or potentially like condense it, that's cool. But the way I like to think about it is it's kind of like you create a problem. You go after some new clients, some higher end clients. If you go after someone that pays you $250 a week and you get 2 of them, all of a sudden you could probably afford to either condense
Offload.
and have those conversations. But without that, like, are you at that level? Cool. So yeah, like you want to look to start condensing your time. How you have those transition conversations for your old clients. Once you get a couple of new sales, you don't come from a place of scarcity if you lose them. And basically, my view is this: you kind of want to increase your income so you have what's called fuck off money, or it doesn't matter.
We want to get so rich we get.
No, the point is, we do have enough money to turn people away and actually give back their deposit and say sorry.
Yeah, and that also establishes you as I'm not just taking on whoever.
Because it's not about. It was never about the money.
Yeah.
It was never.
Hands address?
Yeah, got it. It's on file. Yeah. So, did that answer that, or do you want to keep going into how you transition them, or how you have the conversation? The next bit about how I always thought about transition is, guys, what I would do is actually sit down and post this course and audit your business.
Yeah.
And sit down and go perfect day scenario, like you were saying. What does the day and what does the weeks look like? You've got a model now, right? To base off. So you've got to start working towards that.
So that's that 90-day spreadsheet that you...
I gave you a 90-day spreadsheet.
Yeah.
Yep.
We need to do that.
So I would definitely do that as an audit.
Yep.
Because guys, I ask you questions about business, and this is it amazes me even at mastermind level. What do you earn? What comes in, what goes out? I don't know. I've got $200 in my bank account. I'll go buy shoes. No, seriously, it's like you don't know. And so Mark's talked about habits, right? Well, what are the habits of the wealthy?
They know all that shit.
What do they do with money? Guys, what do you know? Yeah. And if you were to understand what was coming in and going out of their account, do you reckon they know? Yes, they do. They do. Do you know how I know? My wife is in high net worth financial planning. She just talked the other night about wanting to do some stuff for you guys at mastermind level or whatever level. She wants to help and give back. They call her up all the time. But they also do real dumb shit with money. Even wealthy people need to be told. You know, because they want to stick to the plan. They want to spend their money. People have crazy relationships with money. So, when you're going to transition, get clear on the day you want. Build that out. First thing down, I would write it down, is map out what you want your day to look like. And what you want to earn, and what you want to charge. Nick, you did that.
Yeah, we did it on the plane.
We did it on the plane on the way back from Perth. And you know when you know you've come a long way, when he's like, yeah, I only want to work like 12 hours a week. Actually, I only want to work like that. And then based on that, what do I want to earn? What do I need to make per hour? Oh, well, that's what I'll do. Basically went from I'm going to do 3 sessions of semi-private at $250 to, no, I'll just do 2. and a coaching call.
So you map out your perfect day first.
Yeah, and you transition towards it. Thank you. Yeah. So perfect day is different for everyone. It is all based on your values, on what you guys value. So guys, when we go through this, how clear are you guys on your values after this week? Super clear. We do a lot of this.
Getting there.
So map that out. And as I said, when Mark did this years ago, I was like, what does he do? He gets up and learns for 2 hours every day. I went, you know what? If I do that at like 7 in the morning, I'll get shot. Laura's like, no, fucking help me with the kids. You're not doing that. So I get up at 4:45 now, every day, and for 90 minutes, I start mapping out the stuff as it relates to, for example, the last 8 weeks has been around the sales stuff for you guys. It's all coming together because I've done literally 8 weeks of the focus on it and consuming our stuff. So the stuff that you guys will get obsessed about, like Dan said, Dan was sitting there going, okay, so if I start transitioning to this stuff, think about what you're trying to learn within this 12-hour-a-week model. What are you trying to learn? Yes, to value your time. But guys, where we can grow you from here is basically, who knows the difference between scaling versus leveraging? What's the difference?
Leverage is making better use of your time. Scaling is...
No, they both are.
Yeah, but it's...
Okay, guys, leveraging and scaling, who knows the difference?
Nope.
Scaling is scaling what you already do and then being able to grow it from there, right? Leveraging is doing something completely different.
Right.
Right? Chris is torn and he's got to make up his mind. Does he want to keep scaling what he does in his skill set and then building a team and then doing less of the work? Or does he want to leverage and go online, which is a completely different skill set, of which, of most of the guys, there's probably 2 in here that could do online.
Yeah, and you should be doing both.
Chris is one of them. He's got
You should
18
be-
years of experience. He's got a wife that's a functional diagnostic nutritionist. They can do stuff together. They can add that value. I'd be comfortable him selling that. What is he not great at? He's got to get better at.
Sales.
Marketing, sales calls.
And working your computer.
Yeah. No, he's amazing. And fluffing on computers.
But it's okay because he charges by the hour.
You seen the size of his iPad? He literally needs the biggest iPad for many figures.
So you should be doing a bit of both.
Yeah. Hey.
Like Corinne was
So go-
asking that question that she asked about the changeover,
Changeover.
like from working on what you've currently got to what you ideally want.
Yep. So when you've got a client that's used to paying $50, you don't go and charging more, but you probably go. They're going to be a low-end client, right? Like they're not going to be a high-end client. They're not going to go to semi-private at $200 a week. They're just not. They're not that client, right? They're not the same person.
After like that conversation with Mark the other day, like if I did sign up for us and lost something, when I have gained other clients, and I fuck off, that's good ones. But like if
You
that-
don't have to. You don't have to tell them to. It's not about telling someone to fuck off. Yeah. Just.
She's fine. Say, well, I'm after and I lost it. Like they're probably keep saying, when I said they're the people who complain about $50. Like I probably don't want to spend my time with those people. Is that kind of what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, like Mark's saying, there's a couple of things here because he's writing, so I'll take opportunity to talk.
Don't worry about putting you on fuck off.
No, but we do. Right? But the thing, what Mark's saying is the worst thing people do is they go, I've got a business and the business is being fed and I want to change that. So I'm going to fucking change everything. And all they do is they jump into something new and then they panic and starve because they've got no money coming in and they create more stress than what they deserve. Right? So all he's saying to you is that if you're going to transition, number one, don't replace anyone. We use what's called remove and replace protocols. Sorry, don't remove anyone until you can replace them. Because you still need to feed your business. You're just going to get smarter about it. So you go, I've got, at my 6 o'clock time, which is peak, it's filled up with people paying $50. That's got to change. You start advertising, you become someone better. Remember, to have more, you do more, to do more, you've got to become more. You're working on that. You start putting the bait out to start attracting the right people. You start getting in front of the right people. And next thing you know, you might get 2 people that go, hey, I want to sign up with you at $250 a week, and I want to have that Monday, Wednesday, Friday time slot at 6 a.m. You now go to the people that only pay me $50 and say, look, I have to move you. Because you're going to bring in the high value clients, and you go, but I can move you to this time, but I'm running a semi-private, so if you want to keep working with me, I'm going to put you in another group of 2 people. And if they go, fuck that, you go, fuck you.
And that's when you get to use it.
You shift them over. And you're always going to lose the ones that you know you don't want to work with anyway. So remember this, change is simply about remove and replace protocols. Right? That's it. You remove something and you replace it. So when it comes to behavioural change, don't just try to resist something. Don't say, I'm going to stop smoking. No. If you're going to remove smoking, you've got to replace it with something else. You have to build a new habit. Ninja. Right? So don't just remove all your clients if you can't replace them, because then you're fucked. So that's what we're saying. So use this time to start working on yourself, finding out your niche, getting in front of them, and then when you've got something to replace, you remove those ones that are low value and you replace them with high value. The next thing, you've transitioned your business over with no downtime of I've got no money. In fact, every time you transition, you're actually making more money because you're replacing 2 people paying $50 with 2 people that are paying $250. See the difference here? Alright.
Cool, so it just kind of came to me as we were saying as everything comes together, but think about it in terms of like a value ladder, in terms of who these people are, guys. You've got people here that are like cheap one-on-one, yeah? So you didn't have the skill set or whatever, you didn't have the self-belief, so you charge cheap, right? Like half-hour sessions, $50, that type of stuff. They're only ever going to be those people. So think about a model, and there's nothing wrong, guys, with running a low-end model, right? Like a group model. But do it smart. And we spoke about this like with James, who owns this place. He's about to make transformations with this stuff as well. Even though, believe it or not, guys, 300 clients in here, yeah, at $70 a week, and James doesn't take an income out of his business. He lives out of his business.
Shit.
Because he reinvests in the business in having a team, but he's so reinvested, but he notices you do 8-week challenges every quarter. Yep, how much does it cost in marketing? Shit ton. And then you've got high cost per lead, and it's not a profitable model. It's crazy, isn't it?
$45 to get a $60 client.
It costs him $45 leads to get a $60 or $70 a week client. And then once you work out that the profit's $25, but then after you pay everyone, there's nothing left. And guys, the reason why the people do this, and I get on calls all the time, who's thinking about going and opening a gym down the track? Big picture goal. Yeah, cool. Then they go, you know what I'll do? I'll go buy a franchise. Because they've got all the systems and processes.
Yeah.
And they have zero confidence in doing this shit. Versus, how about earning the right to actually open a gym? How about running the basis and knowing how to actually market and sell yourself at high end? And then how about, once you've done that, actually being able to do it multiple times over with a team? Before you open a gym, without the risk of leases. Everyone wants to jump the gun, and they're not good at business. They're not business people. You're getting advice from business coaches saying, just run a highly leveraged retreat. Just do it. You make money. Yeah. But it falls over, guys. So, there's nothing wrong with low end, but just remember, where's this person at? What does it take for this person to go to here? Well, it's huge. From someone to go to small group training to one-on-one, it's huge. Probably not going to happen. Might go to semi-private, but more than likely, maybe, maybe not. Like, they're just not that person, right? So you could run small group training, conjugate model 3 times a week, no group coaching, no coaching. It's just training. Yeah, but like tweaked exercises. You guys could do that. You could do the low end thing if you want to. If you want to. There's not, like, you can still earn good money from that. But you can only, if you're going to do like 4 people in a gym, then it's not real profitable. So then you've got one-on-one, of which, do you hear what Mark's been saying about being a high value? What should you be charging minimum for one-on-one?
Whatever you charge for your group.
$250 for what? Once? For an hour, right? Guys, understand this about your time. How does that make people feel? Please hands up if that doesn't feel right. Why? You know why? Because you want to open a gym and you told me you got an issue with money. Yeah. Yeah. I train with Brendan.
Dude, what kind of holding a safe space are you struggling with? Place of non-judgment.
The gin off was already made at 21. It was already made. I trained with you in 2006. And you were charging $80 a session then? Yeah. What do you charge now?
So between 100 and 150. Well, that's what I'm making now.
Yeah.
The cheapest one-on-ones are 100.
Yeah. And so the thing is that you're kind of getting busier and busier and busier.
Yeah.
And guys, the thing is, premium, it should be so hard to get you one-on-one.
That you
Because
don't
it doesn't
hardly
make
do it.
any sense if you're going to make semi-private, right? And you're going to do $250 a week. And you have two people, and you're making $200 a session in that semi-private, so you can have a lifestyle, by the way. Remember why you do it? To have a life, to not ruin yourself. If you're going to charge that and make that, why is one-on-one premium done for you, just with you, less than that? Why? Because it's not, you're not premium. Do you see that? So if you charge $100, you'll only be making 100 grand, or you'll be working 8-hour days to make 200. Who works over 8 hours a day? You guys that had your hands up. Yeah. Feels shit, doesn't it?
Yeah, I can't do anything when I get home.
Yeah, and then you're tired and fucked and can't be bothered. Right, and this is where I got, guys, this is why I started running semi-private. Except I made stupid mistakes too. I went, oh well, I only work 18 hours a week. Now I'll do corporate speaking, which is now high value income. And then I end up getting 4 of those contracts where I was literally out 4 times a week. So 4 days a week I was doing that. And then it wasn't enough. So then I started doing mentoring. And I used the Fma model, which is kind of cool because I went to Mark and said we could do, you've seen obviously what we do. I could do some really cool stuff but actually just give a Mark instead of trying to pretend to be Mark.
Well, your name is Mark,
Yeah,
so you're halfway there.
Halfway.
Bit less hair.
Yeah, well, nowhere near as smart. But yeah, like I did this mentoring thing. And you can mentor people. Who wants to be a mentor of trainers? Cool.
Put your head down there.
So guys, you before you even got really, really good at this stuff, does it make sense that a one-on-one person is, yep, that's great, but it's actually, that's actually more value to you? Semi-private, you've actually got to be more skilled. So do you see the continuum? You've got to go from getting really good at one-on-one service. And you might just say, you know what, right now instead of 50, I feel that I'm worth what? Say per session. We don't charge per session. I'll do some stuff on a webinar and we'll go over offer again. But what would you be comfortable charging in the next couple of weeks once you start to really get your head around all this stuff?
I don't know. I am the cheapest speaker in my team, which the others have kind of moved up last year. But they're still like 55, 6 years, like the most expensive.
Okay. We're not going to unpack why you're the cheapest. We're not going to go into all that. Because I don't give a shit about anyone else. I care about you. What do you want to charge? Be on this course per session, one-on-one, if one-on-one and group is the only thing you're going to focus on. Because you're not going to do semi-private, you're just going to focus on one-on-one. And getting a few more one-on-one clients. Cool. Guys, whenever you look at your dollar figure of what you're going to charge, it either feels light or it feels heavy. You guys know the difference? So write that down, and then when you start to package everything together, you start going, you know, what's the average person need? 2 or 3 sessions. The 2 sessions in a coaching session was 3 sessions. What's 3 times, 65? $195. How many weeks a year do they work? The average person. Who is the person? Who do you typically train? Yeah.
Most of my clients are like women.
Your best client. Because we go after the best clients, typically. Yep. Are they tertiary educated, working a job, or they got their own business, or job, own business? Job. Cool. So we work it out, right? And we work out what we're going to charge. Say it's $195, they work 48 weeks a year, we work it out and we amortise that. You might say I'm going to have a certain amount of holidays, and you work out your offer. Now, guys, we're going to go through some of this stuff, but I just want to get your head around this. Build out. Now, it's individual as well. You know, Rihanna had people who were FIFO that might be there 1 week and away for 3. Completely different model. The cool part is, what I would love to do is work with you guys on, by the time you come to the next cert, you're here making what you normally make per week when you're not working. By having a model that actually works for you to have a life. Get your clients on contracts, and I'm going to rename the word contract and say agreement.
Can we agree on that?
We'll agree on that. Yes.
And my best one, building my higher kind of skill set, and my best to get my clients on the contract without semi-private. If you move to like where I'm getting each week, my best to do that first, then I'm looking at semi-private or try and go straight to semi-private.
I would focus on the block until you're comfortable one-on-one. If you're and this depends. If you guys, who's highly skilled coming into this course and has just gone to the next level? Brendan, yeah. Yes, not so much. You're okay, but you've got better. It's all about if you feel comfortable then to see you next week. It's all about how comfortable you feel being able to live on semi-private. Like you run semi-private, sure. Yes. So whatever's going to make the most sense to you. Yeah. Think about that, because I would start then 2-on-1 semi-private if you feel comfortable doing it. If you feel comfortable. Who feels like they can grab this stuff and go through the semi-private model? Cool. So definitely then, your next steps are to start looking at something that's going to give people more longevity. How might you talk about that transition if we're going to finish off that conversation? Karina? Yep. Yep. The biggest question?
Well, I've already said to people, like I've been wording people up from the get-go. As soon as I signed into the course, I'm like, this is what I'm doing. And I always tell people, like, especially working in good life, like that's a stepping stone for me. And a lot of people recognise that.